Welcome to Faith Frequency Unplugged. I'm your host. Let's get into it. You have to stop reacting to every opinion, every attitude, every rejection, every misunderstanding. And you begin protecting your peace. Not because you've become cold, not because you've stopped caring, but because you finally realize that peace is expensive and chaos costs way too much. Some people wake up every day carrying storms inside of them: anger, jealousy, bitterness, hurt, insecurity, fear. And when they speak to you, when they mistreat you, when they project onto you, they're not always responding to who you are. They are responding from where they live emotionally. People behave from where they live within themselves. A person filled with love moves differently. A person filled with pain moves differently. A person at war within themselves creates war around them. And one of the most emotionally freeing things you will ever learn in this life is this: not everything is about you. Sometimes people are distant because they're drowning. Sometimes people are rude because they hate their own lives. Sometimes people gossip because misery needs company. Sometimes people reject you because your light exposes their darkness. Sometimes people disappear because they're battling things they do not know how to explain. And when you understand this deeply, you stop taking everything personally. You stop carrying emotional weight that was never yours to carry. You stop overthinking or every silence, every delayed message, every strange look, every cold response, every unfollow, every rejection, every misunderstanding. Because inner peace teaches you something powerful. You cannot control how people behave, but you can control what enters your spirit. Peace within yourself changes the way you move through the world. When you have peace within yourself, you no longer feel the need to prove yourself to anyone. You no longer need constant validation. You no longer fight every battle. You no longer explain yourself endlessly. You no longer chase people who are comfortable losing you. You become calmer, softer, more grounded, more discerning. You stop reacting emotionally to temporary things. And let me tell you something: the level of peace will confuse people who are addicted to chaos. People expect reactions. They expect you to scream back. They defend yourself endlessly, to argue, to collapse, to break. But when you have healed internally, you learn that silence sometimes is stronger than shouting. You learn that walking away is sometimes stronger than winning the argument. You learn that protecting your energy is not weakness, it is wisdom. Some of you are emotionally exhausted because you keep trying to control how people see you. You keep trying to make everybody understand your heart. You keep trying to convince people of your intentions. You keep trying to defend your character. But hear this today: people will misunderstand you from the level of understanding they have within themselves. I'm going to say that again. People will misunderstand you from the level of understanding they have within themselves. A peaceful heart understands that not everybody has the capacity to see you correctly, and that's okay. You do not need to shrink yourself so people can feel comfortable. You do not need to explain your goodness to people committed to misunderstanding you. You do not need to carry the burden of everybody's opinion. Peace within yourself teaches you acceptance. Accepting that some people will love you, some people will envy you, some people will misunderstand you, some people will leave you, some people will never apologize, some people will project their pain onto you. And none of that should steal your peace, because your peace is sacred. The older you become, the more you realize that peace is more valuable than attention, more valuable than popularity, more valuable than proving a point, more valuable than being right. That there are people who win arguments and lose themselves. There are people who quietly walk away and save their spirits. Choose your spirit. Some of you grew up in environments where chaos was normal, yelling was normal, disrespect was normal, emotional instability was normal, walking on eggshells was normal. So now, when peace enters your life, it almost feels uncomfortable because your nervous system became familiar with survival. But healing changes that. Healing teaches your soul that calmness is safe, that rest is safe, that love is safe, that peace is safe. And when you finally experience inner peace, you stop entertaining confusion. You stop begging for consistency. You stop chasing emotional, unavailable people. You stop forcing relationships that drain your spirit. Bless me, Lord. You stop needing closure from people incapable of giving it, because peace within yourself gives you closure. There is a quiet confidence that comes from healing. But the quiet confidence that says, I know who I am. I know my heart. I know my intentions. I know my worth. And because of that, you stop allowing temporary emotions to destroy permanent blessings. Some people are fighting battles you know nothing about. Some people smile publicly and cry privately. Some people are carrying grief, financial pressure, heartbreak, trauma, loneliness, disappointment. So when somebody behaves badly, instead of immediately asking, what did I do wrong? Sometimes ask, what are they carrying? This does not mean accepting abuse. It does not mean tolerating disrespect. It does not mean becoming a doormat. No. Boundaries are necessary. But inner peace allows you to stop internalizing everybody's behavior. You stop turning yourself into a villain every time somebody changes. You stop blaming yourself for every ending. You stop questioning your worth every time somebody cannot appreciate you properly. Because maturity, because mature peace understands the way people treat you often reveals them more than it reveals you. The way people treat you often reveals them more than it reveals you. Let that sink in. A bitter person spreads bitterness. A healed person spreads healing. An insecure person attacks confidence. A peaceful person protects peace. People give from what they have within themselves. And this is why protecting your inner world is so important. What lives inside of you eventually spills onto others. If you carry anger everywhere, you will wound people. If you carry love everywhere, You will heal people. If you carry peace everywhere, you will calm rooms without even trying. Have you ever met someone whose presence alone feels safe? Someone who speaks softly but carries strength. Someone who does not compete, gossip, or create drama. Somebody who makes you feel lighter after speaking to them. That is what inner peace looks like. And in a loud world filled with performance, manipulation, comparison, and emotional chaos, peaceful people become rare. Protect that part of yourself. Stop allowing social media to steal your joy. Stop allowing toxic conversations to prison your mind. Stop allowing other people's insecurities to become your burden. Not everything requires your emotional reaction. Sometimes the most powerful thing you can say is nothing. Sometimes the most powerful thing you can do is walk away peacefully. Sometimes the strongest people are not the loudest ones. They are the ones who learned how to stay soft after life tried to harden them. That is strength. To still love after disappointment, to still trust God after heartbreak, to still remain kind after betrayal, to still choose peace after surviving chaos. That takes strength. And I believe many of you listening right now are entering a season where your peace matters more than being understood. You are becoming more selective with your energy, more careful with your time, more protective over your spirit. You realize that not every invitation deserves access to you. Not every conversation deserves your attention. Not every opinion deserves space in your mind. And that growth will save your life emotionally. Because when you finally find peace within yourself, you stop searching for yourself inside other people. You stop begging people to choose you. You stop abandoning yourself to keep people comfortable. You stop settling for environments that constantly wound your spirit. You begin choosing yourself, choosing calmness, healness, God, rest, and alignment. And suddenly, life feels so much lighter. Not because everything has become perfect, not because you stopped allowing external, no, not because everything became perfect, but because you stopped allowing external chaos to control your internal world. And that is freedom. Real peace is not the absence of problems. Real peace is remaining anchored, even while the storms exist around you. And that kind of peace cannot be faked. It is built through pain, through prayer, through healing, through surrender, through growth, through heartbreak, through choosing yourself over and over again. So, if you are in a season where you feel misunderstood, where people are projecting onto you, where relationships are changing, where you feel emotionally tired, do not lose yourself trying to carry what was never yours. Return to yourself, return to your peace, return to your spirit, return to God. Because at the end of the day, people behave from where they live internally. And your responsibility is not to fix everybody. Your responsibility is to protect the peace living within you. And once you truly understand that, you will move differently. You will move quieter, calmer, wiser, softer, stronger. You will stop reacting to everything. You will stop taking everything so personally. You will stop fighting battles that drain your soul. And you will finally understand. Peace within yourself is one of the greatest form of power a human being can possess. Thank you. Until we meet again, be kind to yourself. You cannot love other people when you don't love yourself first. Peace.